What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about joining eXp Realty. So if you're a real estate agent and you're looking to switch brokerages, you're curious about what eXp has to offer, this is going to be a great call for you. And then also, if you're a new agent and you're looking for a brokerage to join, right, we can definitely talk about you joining eXp. We always have room on a team for new agents and experienced agents as well. So let's jump into it. eXp is a little bit different from your traditional brokerage. I'll tell you this: when I first got into the business, I thought that I always needed to go into an office. I thought that was the case for me, and when I found that I wasn't going into the office very much anytime, except to pick up my check, because the brokerage I was with didn't have direct deposit, so I would just go in and pick my check up. But I found that I didn't need to go into the office. I found that I had more resources uh, at the disposal of my hands at my fingertips when I saw eXp as well. And it just made more sense. I was able to keep more money, but I was able to leverage the systems or the structure that they have in place, not only to build a business as a real estate agent, but to kind of set myself up for retirement as well as a real estate agent, which is not very common in this business, I would say. Usually it's a very transactional business where you close a transaction and you get paid, but there's really no game plan for you moving forward in the future. And most people don't think about that. So I like that it is a agent centric brokerage, basically an agent owned brokerage where you as a real estate agent can actually earn or have some ownership, I should say, in the brokerage itself. Okay. So definitely EXP is leading the way, and I won't go through all the numbers and things of that nature, right? But if you do want this slide, this presentation, and you want to go through it on your own, definitely reach out to me, and I can definitely get this slide over to you. But EXP is definitely leading the way. You can see number of transactions. We're beating out a lot of other brokerages. There's some great names on this list as well. But people don't, I don't think, realize how well EXP is actually doing, right? So the number one growth leader in 2024, I'm pretty sure we're still leading in that respect as well. But number one as ranked as a growth leader, number one in transaction size, um, number one in transactions ranked in the top four by Power Broker, number three in sales volume as well. And then there's a lot of top producers that have come over to eXp and also top teams as well. And I won't go through the list, but if you do want this slide, you can definitely reach out to me. So cloud based, which equals freedom. A lot of people are like, cloud based, that means that, I don't meet with anyone, I don't connect with anyone. And that's just the furthest thing from the truth. Especially if you were to come into this business and we were to partner up and you wanted to join a team, you would definitely have me as a resource, whether you came into EXP, just into my organization, or as a team member, a technical team member, you would have me regardless, right? And the person that may be showing you this video, they might be on my team as well or in my organization. You'll have them, you have myself as well. You can work from anywhere. It's advanced technology, training and development. eXp literally has training daily. And also, there's a virtual eXp world as well that I'm going to be showing you guys, that you can go in and speak directly with managing brokers with eXp Expert Care. That's 24/7 around the clock, because eXp is a global company. So there's always support 24/7. But also, they have local meetups within your state as well. Christmas parties, things of that nature, feed the starving children. So there's some great culture in the company as well. So you're not missing out on that part. You will be able to connect with other business partners, other real estate agents, managing brokers, and a lot of support, hands on mentorship, coaching, training, one on one within the mentorship program as well. So I don't want anybody to think that they're going to come into this business or into this brokerage and just kind of be lost or on their own. When it comes to the power of eXp, full text systems, and I won't go through all of them, but you can just look at the screen or take a screenshot of this and see, a lot of people ask about Canva and marketing tools and things of that nature. Canva is free. They give us Canva for free here. So there's a lot of other lead generation um, departments, I would say, or nuances that you could be a part of, where you can get REO leads, revenues, relocation leads. They have some lead generation called Making It Rain. Um, my lead, I love that one because basically it's like almost like the equivalent of a national, maybe even global MLS system where you can market to people in any state around the nation, and it might be global. I got to check on that, but you can market to them, and if they respond back to your marketing, right, you can send them properties in that location in that area, and it will be connected back to you so that you can receive a referral fee for that. Even if they're connected with a local real estate agent, you will be the one that sparked that, and so that referral will go back to you. Okay. Training, a massive amount of training daily, training libraries, a lot of training, state specific training, and then just general overall training as well when it just comes to marketing and generating business, which is very important. We talk about support. Uh, they have different departments for everything, basically. Some brokerages, and it might be hard. eXp has different departments. It's more issues handled if any were to arise. And then the plus, right? There's additional departments or organizations or groups or training that you could receive in luxury. eXp is also a commercial brokerage, so you could join a commercial brokerage, international land ranch solutions, Regis offices. I should say this too. Since we don't have physical office spaces, they have a partner. eXp has a partnership with Regis. And because they have a partnership with Regis, you're going to have free access to be able to go into these offices all across the nation if you just want to go in, do some work, catch up on some things. I've met clients there as well versus a Starbucks because a Starbucks can be very loud. So I met in some Regis offices. I actually had my client meet me there as well, and they were okay with that. So and every Regis office may be different, but I've done that on several occasions. Stock programs, incentive programs. You will be able to have ownership in this company. They don't just give you trophies, but they also give you ownership in the company based off when you close transactions as well. So they reward you not only with a paycheck, but also, hey, here's a paycheck and here's some stock as well. And the key to wealth, they say, is ownership. So let's own a part of EXP. Compensation and commission. eXp does an 80-20 split. 80% goes to eXp, 20%, I'm sorry, let me back that up. 80% goes to the agent, 20% goes to eXp. Okay. And there's a 16K cap. Now, a cap is very important. If you don't know what a cap is, you should know. If you're at a brokerage and they don't have a cap, that means they will always keep taking that split. But when you have a cap, that means that you should be going to 100% commission. In some cases they'll have you going to a 90-10 split after you cap. Some places they'll still have you at an 80-20 split because maybe their original split was higher. They might have been at a 70-30 split where you only kept 70 and the brokerage kept 30. So we're not the cheapest as far as commission split at 80-20, but we're very competitive for everything that you receive. There are some brokerages out there that are 100% commission, where there's no split and you just pay a transaction fee. But those brokerages are typically like you're on your own, you're by yourself, you got no support, you got no help, and that may not be the best place, especially to get started. But this 80-20 split is for a reason as well. Because remember, there's some additional incentives. So don't just look at the split because there's some additional incentives that make this 80-20 split even better. Okay. So we have a 16K cap, which is very competitive. I've seen brokerages with 21K caps, 30K caps, and that can get pretty expensive. So a 16K cap is very competitive. Then you go to 100% commission. After that, there's no splits. You just pay a $250 transaction fee. That's it. Okay. And that resets every anniversary year. All right. So not a bad cap, but there's some other incentives that really is why a lot of agents come to eXp, which we're going to be getting into. Standard cost to get started is $149 to start up. You never pay that again. Comes with a little starter kit, business cards, mugs and stuff like that. Things that your folders, kind of a starter kit. And that also includes your first month. 30 days later is $85 per month. That takes care of all of the training that you receive, the live training that takes care of your the portal that you have with all the marketing tools. That takes care of your website, which you'll receive as well. You'll have an individual website that's dedicated to you, and then whenever clients use that website and they put their information in, it captures it, and then it feeds it back to your CRM system, which can do prospecting, automated prospecting for you as well. So all of that with that CRM system, everything is included in that $85 per month. That's not bad at all. There is a $25 transaction review fee, but this is not monthly. This is only when a transaction closes. And then there's a $60 risk management fee, which is basically your E&O insurance. So every realtor has to have an E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance. This $60 right here is only when you close a transaction. And it also has a cap of $750 per year. It will never go higher than $750 per year. Versus some companies will have you paying your E&O insurance every single month, regardless if you close a deal or not. So you only pay that $60 if you close a deal. Only pay the $25 if you close a deal. The only monthly fee is the $85. That's it. So some of these other incentives that I talked about, um, equity awards, incentive program. So you also receive stock when you close your first transaction. You are going to close your first transaction anyway. You got paid for closing your first transaction, but they also give you $200 worth of company stock. Also, when you cap at 16K and you go to 100% commission, but you wanted to do that anyway, right? You wanted to cap at 16K so you could start receiving 100% commission. They're going to give you another $400 worth of company stock on top of that. And then also, let's say you attract another agent, somebody else that wants to join eXp, right? And you're the reason why they decided to join eXp. Well, then every time a brand new agent that you bring on closes their first transaction, they're going to get their $200 worth of company stock because they just closed their transaction. But you're going to get another $400 worth of company stock just because the agent you brought on closed their first transaction. And the reason why they do that is because they want you to help the new agent. Like, why you brought them into the company, why wouldn't you help them win as well? If they do well, you do well, right? So they receive 200 in company stock, and then you receive another 400. There is also the Agent Equity Commission Program. This is voluntary. This is not mandatory. This is like kind of a match. I like to think of it like kind of how a company matches your 401k. This is a brokerage that kind of matches you. So you could voluntarily have 5% of your commission taken out of your check to go towards the purchase of company stock. And then they will match you that same 5%. So really, it's a win-win situation, in my opinion. I believe in the company. I believe in where it's going. I still think the stock is cheap, in my opinion. And about 65% of agents and brokers participate in the program. So it's a lot of people that say, hey, just take the 5%, match me, because I'm building something for a legacy. Icon Award. This is where top agents top a top agent might be someone that closes about 30, 35 transactions per year, or it could be less if they're closing larger amounts or higher priced homes, right? But on average, maybe you're doing something like 200K a deal, average price point. Then it might be about 30, 35 transactions a year, somewhere around there. And then you would be considered an icon agent and receive the icon award, right? Where now that 16K cap that you had, 16K that you paid into the company, that's actually going to be given back to you in the form of company stock. Okay, you got to do a couple training classes as well to share your knowledge with the rest of the company. So they'll have you do a couple training calls as well, things like that. But that's just giving back, and it's going to be definitely worth it to get all of your 16K back in company stock. And then let's talk about the revenue share. This is something that's very important right here. For those individuals that would like to attract other agents to eXp, well, if you're working the business, your business, right? If you're working your business as a real estate agent, you're going to end up attracting some people anyway. I'm just going to let you know that, like, you're somebody, friends, family, somebody is going to say, hey, John, hey, Tom, hey, Sue, hey, Sharon, I want to get my real estate license as well. And I want to come over there with you because I see you're doing your thing at eXp. So how can I get started? Well, that means you just attracted an agent. Well, when you attract an agent, they technically become a part of your team or your, I should say, organization. Okay. And a simple way to break this down is remember there's an 80-20 split, right? Okay, 80-20 split. Now, the agent receives 80% of the commission. eXp receives 20% of the commission. But out of the 20% that eXp receives, eXp is actually going to give you a percentage of their 20%. So you're not taking anything away from your agent in your organization, the agent that joined you. You're not taking anything. They still get they still get their 80%. But out of the 20%, eXp is actually sharing that back with the owners of the company. Well, who's the owners? You're the owner, right? You're a part owner of this company. So they're sharing part of the 20% back with you that they receive in what we call a revenue share. And you can see these different tiers of revenue share that if you had someone that joined with you directly, they would be on your first tier. If you brought on John and John is on your first tier and John attracted Sarah, well, Sarah is now on your second tier. Sarah will be on John's first tier, but Sarah will be on your second tier. Sarah brought in Tim, right? Tim would now be on your third tier, which would be Sarah's first tier, which would be John's second tier, right? So it just goes down 7 levels deep. So I love that. And then they also added in the sense of that when you bring on an agent in the agent's first year, you're going to receive 50%, not of the agent's money, not of the agent's money, 50% of the revenue share of the 20% that eXp brought in, up to $4,000, right? And that's big, that's major, 50%. They actually increased these numbers. These numbers used to be lower when it came to the revenue share, but they've increased these numbers and they've also added some incentives. Um, Now, you do have to unlock levels 4, 5, 6, and 7. But that's new and that's an update because at first you had to unlock levels 2 and 3 also. Now you only have to unlock levels 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you're automatically approved or granted the first three levels of business partners that you bring in. So you don't have to unlock these levels. So your first three tiers are automatically unlocked. So I just want everybody to know that. If you wanted to unlock the fourth level, you would have to have 5 to 9 agents that can qualify, basically closing, a deal every 6 months. If they close two deals a year, one within a 6 month time frame and another one in the end of the second 6 month time frame, one deal a month, I'm sorry, one deal every 6 months could qualify them. And then that would unlock your fourth through seven levels. But I don't want you guys to get too confused around all of this because these first three are really good enough. I'm going to be honest with you, and they're automatically unlocked. Right. So just wanted to go over some of the benefits of eXp. I don't want to make this video really long. If this was a little bit confusing, just get back with me. I do want to jump over here to the eXp world so you all can see that as well. And there's a lot of other benefits. We have partnerships with home warranty companies. We have partnerships with title companies. We have partnerships with utility companies where people need to set up their utilities. But I want to let you know this is eXp world where you can come in here and actually talk to people. These are real people right here, right? But let's say you didn't want to come in here just to chit chat with people. You can go right here to US broker rooms. And when you go to US broker rooms, you'll be able to go directly to the state broker that you're interested in talking to, right? And you can talk straight to a managing broker in these rooms. So let's just pick a room, any room. Let's just go to Indiana, okay? Indiana broker room. And you're going to see it's going to do this little thing where it loads and it teleports you directly over to this room. And you'll be able to speak with a managing broker in that room. And it's never really busy in these rooms. I'll be honest, it's not like a lot of people in there. So you can pretty much get in, whenever you want to. But if you didn't want to come into this world, I just want to let you know if you didn't want to come into this world, and you can see there's a lady right there, Hannah. She's ready to talk right now, but I'm not going to turn my mic on, or I can hit a question and if I hit this, it'll take me to a managing broker. But I'm not going to talk to her right now. But if you didn't want to come into this broker room, I want to let you know as well that you would be able to call in by phone as well. But if you wanted to sit down with someone and actually talk with someone, you can just come right into this world. You don't got to turn on a camera. There's no camera to turn on because everything's virtual, right? So hopefully you guys got some benefits, some value out of this. If you're interested in joining eXp, if you got more questions, please just get back with me and let me know. I'd be eager to help you on your journey, right? So let's get it. Let's grow. And hope you all have a blessed day.